Hi everyone, it is Cat Talks and this is the place where I talk about cross stitch. It is the 1st of January, it is midnight. I just got home half an hour ago and I was dying to stitch. So I considered doing a New Year's new start, but I remembered I started this one last year and didn't touch it since, so I didn't feel like I deserved one. I felt like I should really make some progress on this. As you can see, very little was made. My Velty Potoki broke again. As you may remember, I glued it back together last time, but it broke again. So I'm using this from Amazon. I'm very unimpressed with it. I'm going to have to buy something better because I'm really struggling to, I was just getting really annoyed with it. It's okay, but there's this thing. Let me show you. Sorry for the aquarium mess. This is supposed to stop it tipping forward, but it doesn't quite fit in the hole, so it's not actually doing anything, and it falls out if you touch it. And then it's obviously like has to protrude from the desk a fair bit just because of the way it's designed. And it just feels very loose. So I'm going to try it, but so far, like, my initial thoughts are 0. But I may just have been, used to the Velky Potoki, but I have to push so far away from the desk for this to be at a good height for me. So yeah, anyway, I just got home from 14-hour travel day, so we'll see how many stitches I manage to get done, but I would love to make this globe actually look like a globe at some point this month, so that's where we're at. Wish me luck, and Happy New Year, everyone! So I am still working on the other piece, the globe, but I had a friend over and I didn't want to sit in my study with the bad stand and work on that. And this one was already in the stand. This is Inviting Holiday Wreath by Dimensions Gold Petites. So I figured I would put in some stitches. I don't know if you remember where it was, but here it is. So as you can see, I finished off the red ribbon, I did the pine cone, and I brought the green down significantly. So I would say it was above the pine cone when I started. So it's looking really, really good. I think I'm definitely, I would say obviously I'm past halfway. I was past halfway last Christmas, but I am really enjoying this piece when I pick it up. It's got a lot more blends than the Riolis, which only has a handful, I think. But it looks really, really good. And yeah, I really enjoy stitching on it. I did miscount. I mentioned that last month. Just here in the fence post, but I have decided to leave it because it's a fence post, and no, it's here, sorry. And I don't even know where it was, apparently. I did mark the chart, but for now I'm going to leave it and I'll see how I feel when I come back. Good morning, everyone. It is Saturday, the 3rd of January, and I am still working on my Riolis kit. I'm finding it really fun to stitch. Like, there's something about the way that the colours are going together, or the threads, or just it's smooth. It's going really, really nicely. I don't know which count of fabric this is. It's an 18 count, I thought so, with 20 colours and only 3 blends. So, and then she has a little companion piece there on the left. But as you can see, as my spoiler revealed, I have been working still on the globe. My plan is to finish off the globe and to have like one finished thing here. So I've been working on the wood around it and the globe itself, of course. I love how this is starting to look. It looks a little better in real life, I would say, but not much better. But you can really tell that it's going to be a globe, and it looks amazing. And like I said, it's really easy to stitch. I think it's because there are a lot of color changes, but you can finish a thread, if that makes sense. Like, your thread goes a long way. I mean, there aren't that many color changes, to be fair, but it's not like Mirabilia where you're just stitching the same color for 10 years. I think that's the difference. It's very engaging stitch. So I do still have it on this quilted bee stand. It is driving me crazy. It's functional. It's definitely functional. I will give it that. And it's not like rocking or anything when I'm stitching, or at least not too much. But it's just, it feels so unsupported. So it's passable, but I cannot wait to have a better quality stand. But yes. Just thought I'd update you. I did put in 1 or 2 threads this morning, and then I was like, wait a minute, I should film an update from my lovely friends. So consider yourself updated, and hopefully by the end of the month we have a full globe. Fingers crossed. Hello, it is I again, and I'm in a very silly mood, but I just wanted to show you that I have finished a little bit more. And I am working on, let's see, it's actually like quite a big piece of the pattern, so I'm not like horrified that I'm not making any progress on it despite putting in significant time. Not significant, but like half an hour. But as you can see, I'm just working on the right-hand side. I've worked on the right-hand side ocean, and now I'm bringing down the yellow, joining the two continents together. I'm trying to figure out where this is. I thought it was like Australia, maybe. But yes, and I'm going to obviously put the Swedish flag on one of the suitcases. It's a very cute piece. I don't look like that though. Anyway, I could have those heels. If anyone sees heels like that, let me know. But I was thinking of stitching this piece. I told you I was in a chatty mood. I was thinking of stitching this piece like element by element and then putting it away. So when I finish the globe, I will put it away. When I finish a suitcase, I will put it away. When I finish the left half of the chair, we will see though, because it is really fun so far. So I don't want to say like, I'm going to stitch the whole globe and then put it away in case I get bored halfway. I am probably about halfway finished with the globe now that I say that. But I also don't want to like force myself to put it away if I'm still loving stitching it. So that is where we're at right now. Do I just have the worst luck with stands or what? This has stolen my Ada into it and is not giving it back. All right, so any guesses how far I got? It is the 8th of January, 4 past midnight. And I am doing amazing. Look at that globe. I can't show it without the glare. There we go. So I am still working really hard on this globe. It's so much fun. I think I'm going to do the black back stitch because it doesn't go outside of the globe. The thick lines are a different color. I think it's 2 strands of black, but it's a different color on the chart. So, but it looks amazing. I only really have a handful of colors to go because a lot of this at the bottom is light blue. So I think I have a little bit, oh, sorry, I'm shaking, a little bit more of the medium blue to do. I'm finished with the dark blue. I've got some yellow. That is it, I believe. And then there's obviously the wooden frame, like goes down here and has a base. But for what's up here, it's literally just those 3 or 4 colors. So that's really exciting. I think I could maybe potentially finish this week. And then, hi everyone. So first of all, I am almost done with the globe. I just have a little bit more of the wood, especially in the base, and like one more color, which is the light blue, in the actual globe itself, and then I will have finished my first piece. So I know y'all are probably wondering which stand I got. So I got the Nerd stand, the 19014. It's the new version that twiddles 360 degrees. They say this super proudly, but the way that it actually twiddles is you have this wooden dowel and you just release this and turn it over. It's not like a huge deal, but it's way better than I had before. So, you know, I shouldn't be too sarcastic. It does protrude quite a way out of the stand, but each of these is completely configurable. So I think you can have it like go out and in again. But yes, it does take up a lot of vertical space, but it seems so far, I've only used it for 1 stitching session yesterday, but so far it seems pretty good. So pretty happy with it so far, and it hasn't yet eaten my fabric. All right, it is Monday the 12th of January. It is almost 9 a.m, so I have to dial in soon. But I wanted to show you how much I got done, which was a ton. As you can see, I finished the base of the globe, and then I came over here and I started working on this blue shadow. I added a Swedish flag, which was not in the chart, and now I have started working my way down the chaise, apparently in America, divan in the UK, but the chair anyway. So here we go. As you can see, the blue shapeless thing will be a suitcase, and I'm working on the top of the 2 beige suitcases in the foreground there. This piece, seriously, like, it's so well charted. I was really having trouble putting it down yesterday. Like, I just wanted to keep stitching. I didn't want to sleep, so that's when I did all of this. I was like, I'll just do 1 thread, and then it was 2 hours later. But I think that's a really good thing. It's been a while since I felt like that about cross-stitching. I think because it's been a while since I put like this much effort into a piece. And I'm just really happy that 2026 has had a lot more very casual, like not stressed stitching time. And by that I mean I'm not setting goals, I'm not trying to finish this before a certain date. I just wanted to like put some time into it, and I feel like I did that in a really good way. And I was just realized, I think that might be Africa. If we tilt our globe this way. I'm still trying to figure it out. I think it might be Africa, because then this would be Italy and Greece. Who knows? And it would also explain the beige. But yes, as you can see, I replaced this flag with the Swedish flag. And as I said, I'm working my way down all of this beige. So it's going to be beige to the floor pretty much here-ish. All of this is like beige. Yay! But once it's done, it's gonna look cute. That's what I keep telling myself. So I was thinking if I do that, I might reward myself with like one of the heels or something, or the backstitch. The backstitch would be really cool, but the only reason I'm hesitating with the backstitch is that it goes over like here, where there's obviously like I haven't finished stitching the chaise, so the divan. So I can't actually backstitch everywhere yet. So I'm hesitating and gonna wait. But yeah, it looks real cute. I love it. And all right, so it is the 15th of January. It is 10 past midnight. I am going to bed, but I just wanted to show you that I have been doing the backstitch tonight, and I finished up the bottom suitcase, so I was able to get the backstitch done on that. And tomorrow I'm probably going to move over to the right-hand side of this. It's actually a trunk, I think, not a suitcase. And it's hard to tell because it's in the background. But tomorrow, if I'm home, I will probably move on to the right-hand side and get the bottom half finished so that I can fold the chart. But yeah, it's looking really cute. It's looking really cute. I think I might put another strand of backstitch into the globe just to bring some of those countries to life, but I don't want to do too much because like I said before, like I need to fill in all of these areas first in order to be able to finish the back stitching for the globe, because it does come out a few stitches on all the sides. And I don't want to forget, you know, where the two-stranded back stitch goes, for example. But yes, it's more like long stitch at points. Like, look at this. But it had to be. I think the fact that they're so long and there's no sort of middle point to ground them in is what makes the sketch appear so vivid. So I'm not too worried about it, but it does look cute. It looks really cute. My German flag is sort of escaping, so I'm just checking I didn't miss a back stitch, but I didn't. It is indeed supposed to look like that, so. All right, and then, you know, you will maybe know if you've watched my vlog before that I spent 2 months in America visiting my partner in September, October, November. So one of the things that we did was watch American football. And so I am going to learn a little bit more about it. What really interests me about football is the strategies. I don't understand what's going on at all, but I really want to. So I'm going to have a look and see if I can make any sense of the playoffs, because our team just got kicked out of the playoffs. But I have to prepare for next year, right? No, it is actually really fun. I started getting into kind of the personalities. I chose a couple people to be my favorites, so we will see. We will see if this is something I keep. But it is really, really fun, so it's fun to have a team to root for, even if we no longer are playing. And I've been chatting with Christina over at Calico Whimsy, because she's a big football fan as well, just to make sure that we are aligned, or correctly misaligned, I suppose, because we don't support the same team. But it's been good fun, like having sports to talk about with my friends. All right, I'm gonna go to bed. I've taken my melatonin, which I don't normally do, but I've been sleeping really badly the last week or so, and it seems like a lot of people have. So if you've also been waking up at 2 a.m. for January, like pop a comment down below and tell me how you're gonna handle it, because I'm resorting to melatonin, which I don't ever do normally, so unless I'm like recovering from severe jet lag. So we will see. But yes, I just wanted to share with you that the backstitching has been started. It is looking super cute. I can't wait to get the backstitching, get the, so like these two married up and then stitched. And then I can move on to the legs of the divan. Get the left side of the divan done. It looks cute. Hello everyone, it is Friday the 16th of January. It is about 9 p.m. Just finished the work day, had a shower, done some tidying up and been stitching for about half an hour. So as you can see, last night I managed to finish off the right hand side of the trunks. So the trunks are complete now, and I did in fact do some of the thicker black backstitching as well. Looks amazing. And now I am moving on to filling in the couch. So this is where her leg will begin here. This is one shoe heel, and this is all just the chair. And this is the chair leg, and this is the second chair leg. So my plan is to do all of the chair and then reward myself with either a leg or a shoe or something very definitive and foreground. But this is super easy stitching because it's really block stitching, as you can see. So there is a blend. All of this area, is blended, and all of this is also blended. But sometimes that's what life is about. But yes, and then I think all of this is just a single colour. But once I've done all of this, I can backstitch some of the legs as well, which will be really cool, and then move on to the, like I said, the shoes or the legs. Probably the legs, maybe the shoes, I haven't decided. This is the colour of her trousers here, so the legs would make sense because I've already got some, but there is a lot more leg than there is shoes. On this side there is another section of chair and some more bags, so maybe if I get bored of the foreground stuff over here. No, that's not true. Maybe once I get up to her waist, I will come down and do this. I'm not sure. I might go all the way up on this half because, as you know, I do usually prefer to stitch from top to bottom. So, which is what I'm kind of doing here. As you can see, I've started at the top. I've got a white part and this blend part, and I'm moving my way down. But I'm doing it per segment instead of per piece on this one, which is working really well for motivation. So I'm not sure what I'll do, but right now I'm working on the chair. I think that's pretty much what I was trying to say for the last 2 minutes. All right, so it is Thursday the 22nd of Jan at half midnight, and as you can see, I've gotten to the end of this leg. It looks ridiculous, and I'm just working my way up with the skin on that heel now. And then I will probably do the suitcases to her left. I lost the skin. The suitcases to her left, as I was telling you about last time. So just need to work my way up with the skin there, like I said. And then that means that I can, once I've done just the first two colours, I can do the back stitching there for this bottom leg, which will look really nice. This leg is not filling me with love and confidence right now, but I think it will once the back stitching is in place, but right now it looks very silly. And I haven't been able to stitch for a few days. I think I stitched on Monday, maybe, I think I'd filmed on Monday, but then Tuesday I was in the office and, wait, no, I don't think I stitched on Monday either. But Wednesday which was when I did all of this leg, I went to the gym with some friends, so I was only able to stitch for just the last hour of the day maybe, which is why I'm filming at midnight. But hopefully, again, this leg will be completely finished, at least the bottom half of the back stitching, before the end of the week, and match up with the globe in just absolute beauty. And if not, I'm going to be very sad. Not if it's not finished on time, but if it's not beautiful when it's finished. But yes, I'm still really enjoying this piece. I feel very monogamous stitcher-y today. I'm missing a bit my mill hill. I'm missing a bit my Hades. I'm missing a bit my Mirabilia. Like every time Artful Stitcher shows Merezhka, I'm like, oh, I have a bunch of Merezhka kits I want to start, so I am slowly getting the itch to work on some new and other pieces, mostly other. I really want to finish my Dimensions Mare and Foal. I really want to finish my Wreath of All Seasons, but I'm trying to be monogamous so that I can finish this up. Well, maybe not finish it, but at least get like halfway and be really proud of myself for getting halfway in the new year. And hopefully finishing it this year. Like, I really want this year to be the year that I finish some of my older and newer kits. So this one is one of the newer kits. I think this might be my newest whip. I need to compile or look into when I started everything at some point in my life. Or if not need, but would like to. So this, I think, is one of my newer whips down there. But getting this finished would be a huge boon, and like I said before, each piece is sort of modular enough that it's quite fun to stitch. And by the time I get to the background and the aeroplane, you know, she'll be finished, and that will be a huge motivation. I do, therefore, because of that, want to stitch probably the chair here, which is a bunch of brown, before I stitch her t-shirt, just to keep myself honest, I guess, with not, not finishing her and then having an absolute bunch of just background stitching to do, which is just the chair and the other suitcases. So we'll see. But right now, like I said, bottom leg, blue suitcases, back stitching, and then maybe top leg, and then maybe chair. We'll see. I don't want to plan too far in advance with this one. I'm just enjoying it, going with the flow, enjoying myself. Hello again, it is Monday the 26th of January. Are you excited to see how far I've gotten? Oh my gosh, I have almost finished the chair, the bottom half of the chair, so there's only the little bit by her arm left. And I've made a start on the bag. So there are 2 more colours on the chair itself, on the chair legs. They will be just finishing off these half cross stitches and then a little bit more. These scissors are dangerous to point at your fabric. And then, yeah, all of this will be in blue, but some of that is back stitching, some of it is of course not. So, and then I will be done with the chair and the bags on the bottom half of the pattern. And then it's only her leg and the bottom half is entirely done. And if you look at it, the bottom half has a lot more dense stitching than the top half. The top half does have a lot of stitching, but it is all half stitch in this kind of like light blues. So I think I'm feeling really good about it. Like, I feel like I have done a lot of the work that's left. Of course, there is the back stitching on the bottom chair, which is going to make it look absolutely incredible. But I'm so impressed with myself and how I've been dedicated to this piece, and my stitchy bug is coming back, so yeah. But you can see I was absolutely obsessed with trying to make halfway, because every time I had so normally I stitch a thread until it finishes on these kind of kits, or if there's, if there's nearby stitches that I can complete. I'm not going to count more than 20, say. But here there are definitely nearby stitches I can count from, but I just parked the threads because what I really wanted to do was sort of finish off the chair and the backs down here. So then once I've done that, I will come back and I will take on those threads up there. Yeah, hopefully before the end of the month, you will have a full chair and bags to look at the bottom of her chair. Hi everyone, it is the 28th of January, it's a Wednesday, and look what I managed to get done. I have finished all of the stitching in this right half. It's just her leg here, or rather her butt, here left on the bottom right. I'm going to get started with the back stitching just to bring this area to life where I can. Of course, where she is, I can't. But yeah, her arm is here, and that's actually the other half, just one stitch above, or one stitch below her arm. I have stitched one stitch above the line there. So really, truly, it is looking fantastic, and honestly, I might be able to finish this next month if I keep this up. So that's really exciting too. If I continue working on this piece, we never know, right? We're stitchers, we're not always the most dedicated of people to our work. But I listed out all of my whips in my new journal. I want to show you guys. Isn't it gorgeous? Isn't it just gorgeous? And Can I get the right angle to show this? It is gold on the inside. So I was able to, let me move the stitching 1 second. So I was able to list out all of my whips, and I put the start date on the ones that I remembered off the top of my head, which is not all of them. I put a little line for 2026, and apparently I had 24 at the beginning of the year, and the plan is to complete a couple of those. So I'm not going to say no new starts. I'm not that kind of person. And besides, I love my mini mill hills and I can stitch them in a weekend, so that would be very silly. But I do intend on finishing maybe a couple of these over the course of the year and just kind of having a fresh start going into 2027. That is crazy to think that that's so far away and yet so close. And so yeah, I also found these really cute stickers to decorate this page of my journal with. And finally, the umbrella. So this is based on a book of Persian poetry. I can't remember what year. It might tell me in the first page. Here. Nope. Oh yes, the 16th century binding of mystical Persian poetry, featuring lacquer painting with gold and pearl dust. Wow. It's absolutely gorgeous. So I was very excited to start my new journal. And I have 2 more, which I got for Christmas. So I fill up a journal of about this size in just a couple months, really, like a quarter, because I do a lot of note-taking and journaling and research. So hopefully this will last until probably my birthday in April, maybe a little bit longer. It depends how much journaling I do. It does come and go in waves, but yeah, we'll see. It is the morning of Thursday the 29th of Jan. I need to get to work, but I just wanted to show you that I have put in some of the backstitch, almost all of it, and I'm going to move on to working on the part threads. And it's not looking too bad, hey? I backstitched the feet, I backstitched her hand, and now I'm starting on her bottom. Her bottom. Her bottom. You know when you try and sound like you're not saying a naughty word, so you say it in French, and it just sounded like I was talking about her baton, which she does not have. I will be stitching on her bottom next time. I've got the thread ready to go because that makes it easier for me to get started. It also makes it awfully hard for me to stop, but I need to stop because I need to go and do some tidying up. All right, it is Sunday, the 1st of February, so it is time for me to say goodbye. As you can see, I did actually reach my goal for the weekend already, which was the top left blue suitcase / trunk there. So I'm going into the weekend with, well, I'm going into Sunday in a new month with anything that I want. I can continue working on this piece. I could pick up a different piece. Who knows? Who knows? But I am looking forward to exploring my options, maybe even getting this finished. There is so little of it left to do. I might continue going up left to try and get that aeroplane, or I might finally stitch this lady's second leg. You'll just have to watch next month's vlog to find out. Thank you so much for watching this month, and I hope to see you very, very soon. Ciao for now.